Hey beauties, morning to you. So last evening I was watching something and then I came across this post on Facebook, and it was, and I'm paraphrasing, that basically one of Sean Kingston, is basically successful, and one of his success should be indicative in his weight. That he's so big that he was about to pop at Chris Brown's concert, or Chris Brown and Friends concert. And it rubbed me the wrong way, to be very honest with you, beautiful people, because I cannot believe that we're still living in a time, and when I say cannot believe, it is exhausting, let me say it that way, that we're still living in a time where we're body shaming people with the knowledge that we have as it regards weight. Now, the reality is that maybe he could be very avaricious or greedy. He could be craven, where he eats a lot, he eats too much, and he eats a lot of junk food. That could be the reality. 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 But are you aware that a lot of people, for example, they have some health issue? They actually do have some health issues. So think about it, people. If he's a financially successful man, whoever had posted that words, he's financially successful, which I presume that he is, and you find that he's still overweight, he's obese. Actually, I saw him. Would you not first think, give him the benefit of the doubt, that perhaps there is some sort of a condition that is causing him to be gaining weight no matter what he has done, and maybe he does not want to do any cosmetic surgery to lose the body weight, because it may pose some more problems on his own issues that he possibly has. Maybe he has some sort of when you're fat prone, where there's something genetically wrong, where no matter what you do, you could eat the best foods, the most healthy foods, at the right time, but it's like you just can't seem to lose the weight. It could be that. Why is it that we have to think that to make such a body shaming, disrespectful, vitriolic comment, that he's so successful, and that his success is not indicative of his weight, because he's so big that he was about to pop at the Chris Brown's concert. Now, people, he must be fully aware that he's obese. He's fully aware that he's overweight. He knows of it. And I'm sure that his producers, his manager, his mother, father, friend, foe, everybody has spoken to him about it. And I'm sure that is something that he probably tried to deal with, and it is very difficult. I don't think the man would be saying, boy, I just want to end my life. I'm just going to be gaining weight non-stop. I'm just going to be putting on weight. Jamaicans, come on. Everybody, I'm sure he's aware of his condition and his situation. It's like people with their hair, I was pleasantly surprised. I remember some time ago I saw a post where somebody caused somebody here to be burnt out when they creamed it, and like somebody wanted to laugh, and quite a number of women came on and defended the woman, said it's not something funny. When a woman's hair is damaged, it's almost like you take a part of her soul. There's something about the hair. There is power in the hair. Power in the HAIR. That's how hair spell, yeah. There is power in the hair. So when you laugh and you mock and you create and you say and you body shame and you make people feel bad about their whole physiological makeup, it is really terrible. We don't know what they're going through. It could be alopecia, why the person's hair falling out. It could be some illness and sickness and disease. We're quick to criticize, we're quick to jump to conclusions that people are not doing the right thing, that people are not doing that. Let us look at your life now. Since the floodlight is on somebody else, let's turn the floodlight about you. What are the issues that people are having where you are concerned about your physical makeup? Let us say you shape very good, and what about your personality? Not personality, your character, because we all have different personalities. What about your character? Is it upright? Is it befitting? Is it filled with compassion and kindness and generosity? Is it treating people with respect and honor? Are your thoughts, similar to Jeremiah 29:11, when God says, "For I know the plans I have for you. The thoughts that I have for you are good. They're not evil thoughts." Are you similar to God in that sense? Because we are made in His image and in His likeness. So He expects us to exemplify characteristics like Him, though we are in an imperfect body. This country is riddled with body shaming people. I don't know what it is. And I guarantee you, the people, if they were to single out the people who are body shaming, 9 out of those 10 people, if you look at them, you say to yourself, and they really have the audacity to be body shaming people? They really have the audacity? Generally people who are beautiful on the outside, I'm talking, or shapes, I don't see them doing that. Generally, I'm not saying in every case. I've never seen somebody beautiful come out and start to body shame because they know how people are. They don't do it. And generally, even if something, not everything good to eat, good to talk. There's some things you think about, you see, and it comes across your mind, you ponder them. You don't have to open up your mouth. You don't have to open up your mouth. You just keep it here, because you don't. Sometimes if you just keep it here, you may come to, maybe God will see what you're saying and He will just kind of give you the answer to what it is that you're looking for, the riddles of life. But this thing where we're comfortable in body shaming and putting down, the man probably has a condition, probably has a health condition. I don't think he would be watching himself just putting on more weight like that. And he's a fairly young fella, a fairly young man. I'm sure he's not idiotic, he's not blinded to the reality. So that is something that no need for somebody to put about one of his success. And I'm paraphrasing, obviously. That it is not indicative of his size, because he looks like he was about to pop. That's rude and disrespectful and out of order. And none of you will ever understand until it happens to you in one form or other. When somebody starts to publicly body shame you, what's going on with people? And to put it as a headline on a particular site, I was very disheartened by it. It should have been taken down. It should have been reported as abusive and like a bullying. You don't even know how the man feels psychologically and emotionally. He could come across that. He could have seen it. And that's awful. I don't take pleasure in tearing down people. That's not a good thing. Take pleasure in tearing down injustice. Take pleasure in tearing down unfairness. Take pleasure in tearing down inequality where inequality should not be. Take pleasure in tearing down inequity. That is what Jesus took pleasure in. Evil doing, He took pleasure in tearing it down. Take pleasure in that. Don't take pleasure in tearing down people. That's what you're doing. To talk about how the man basically big and stay. I know him can't imagine him basically can't use the money for lose the weight. You know what he has been trying to do? Do you know if he has a medical condition that keeps him just growing? Just like the guy there in you remember I used to say, who you talking about, Fred? I can't remember the name of the comedy. And his body looked like a young child, but he was a big man. He died, I think, some years ago. Can't remember his name. Gary Coleman. Right? He had a condition that made him like he was aging backwards. But as he got older, he could see the age in his face. But his body was like a youthful body. There's some people who have some condition that no medical science can deal with it. No type of nutritional change could deal with it. Maybe he has tried that. I think he has. He definitely has the wherewithal to do that. Maybe he has tried it. We don't know. Similarly, he could be somebody who is craven and greedy and needs to get himself under control. Because one of the things with men, that men need self-control in terms of the things that they do. With women, they need self-control in the things that they say. So that we can have healthy relationships. But there is no need for them to go and body shame. There are people who are huge, much more bigger than what's his name? There, Sean Kingston, where they have to weigh them on cow scale. I used to watch that on a talk show where they can hardly walk. I'm sure that the fellow is aware of his situation and his condition. And how is it affecting you? Even if he's big and look like he was about to pop, tell me, how is it affecting you physically? Like you get sick, literally, and you have to be hospitalized, guys? Follow me on TikTok. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please share this message.